What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me.
With the weight difference, you know, with me witnessing like smaller guys really just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like, you know what, that kind of really don't matter in a
And pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue, he's just a remarkable fighter, man.
Terence Crawford shared his thoughts after seeing Canelo Alvarez's latest training clips with Jiren Ennis. He pointed out that Canelo is clearly pushing himself hard, which makes sense since he's preparing to face one of the toughest opponents in the sport. Crawford highlighted that his own combination of skill, power, and adaptability presents a challenge unlike anything Canelo has encountered before. Watching the footage, he noted Alvarez's focus on speed and intensity as a sign that the Mexican superstar is taking the matchup seriously, which only reinforces Crawford's own threat in the ring.
What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me. Because, you know, if I haven't fought anyone, if I was too small, if I was, you know, all these things that all the media say I was, then he wouldn't need these guys to help prepare him to fight me. He wouldn't, you know, need all the help that, you know, he's getting. But I'm happy that he's getting the help that he needs because, you know, after, you know, September 13th, there'll be no excuses.
Recent training clips show Canelo Alvarez prioritizing speed and agility over sheer power. This adjustment seems aimed at preparing for Terence Crawford, a fighter celebrated for his quick movements and in-fight adaptability. Observers have noticed that Canelo looks leaner than usual in these sessions, leading to discussions about whether he's intentionally adjusting his size and conditioning to match Crawford's tempo. Some angles even make it appear that Crawford might have a slight size edge, despite Canelo usually being the larger fighter. This change in focus raises interesting questions. Will emphasizing speed affect Canelo's natural strengths, or could it give him the ideal combination to keep pace with Crawford's style?
In a recent footage shared online, Canelo Alvarez definitely looks less bulkier and even somewhat smaller in comparison to Terence Crawford. Several people on multiple boxing community forums have noted that unlike Terence Crawford, who seems to be more focused with enhancing his power in order to shake Canelo's already proven and tested chin, Canelo's priority is more on refining his speed in order to swiftly deliver his already powerful punches, with both men pretty much basically having the exact opposite approach. Now, it'll be interesting to see the return of Slick Nello, a version of Canelo Alvarez who we haven't seen in a while. As for Terence Crawford, the question is, will he be able to bring his speed, agility, endurance, and stamina from 147 to 168, or will he end up like Trunks during the Cell Games?
During the press conference, Canelo Alvarez confidently addressed his upcoming fight with Terence Crawford. He downplayed the idea that Crawford presents a special challenge, noting that many opponents have thought the same, but ultimately fell short. Canelo framed the bout as one of the sport's most significant matchups and vowed that his performance would leave a lasting mark in boxing history. His demeanor and words reflected strong self-assurance, emphasizing that he excels under pressure and in high-stakes situations.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
you know it.
We'll see.
We're gonna see.
Many experts point out that Terence Crawford has a history of overcoming naturally bigger opponents. Over the course of his career, he has moved up through multiple weight divisions, taking on fighters who often had advantages in height, reach, and strength, and still found ways to win. These successes not only enhance his record, but also showcase how skill and strategy can offset size differences. Crawford's boxing style goes beyond raw power or speed. He relies on sharp tactics, quick adaptability, and the ability to adjust mid-fight. Analysts frequently highlight his exceptional ring IQ, which allows him to read opponents and change strategies on the fly, a talent that has guided him through some of the toughest matchups. For these reasons, many believe Crawford's versatility could help him counter Canelo Alvarez's size and power. His team's confidence is rooted in history. In boxing, intelligence and strategy can triumph over brute strength.
A person like, Boots, that's a lower weight, and it's like a lot of times weight don't really matter, because I've seen him smash guys that are just like way bigger than him. So I'm looking at it in a sense of, I think Crawford can handle the weight difference, and he could bring, the elusiveness of a lower. I mean, Canelo lower too, but Canelo fight more like a bully in a sense. He's lower too. He's good too, but he just fight more with like more strength, overpowering. He has great technique. He's great, but I'm just looking at the athleticism and the will that Crawford always had and always brought, and I'm just thinking of that just transforming into like this weight difference. The weight difference is the only thing that we could pretty much, argue about. But I think with the weight difference, with me witnessing like smaller guys really just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like, that kind of really don't matter in a sense. It's as long as you're good on your game, you're good on your feet, and you can duck and block some punches.
What's the outcome?
I think the outcome, and nobody's gonna get stopped. Nobody's gonna get stopped.
Because I'm hearing that this person gonna get stopped. That person gonna get stopped.
No, nobody's gonna get stopped. I think it's gonna be a good fight, a good show. I think we'll see more. I think we'll be entertained more than disappointed for sure. When it comes to like skill for skill, going back and forth with certain things. I don't think we would necessarily see too much of a strong fight, because Canelo could pretty much he could hold his ground and not necessarily get out of conduct. Both of them can. They both are professional. Two of the greatest of this era.
Veteran trainer Manny Robas shared his perspective, noting that Canelo doesn't seem to project the same physical dominance in this training camp as he often has in the past. Robas highlighted that Terence Crawford is currently regarded as the world's top fighter, boasting a complete set of skills that make him extremely formidable. According to Robas, Crawford's counterpunching, timing, and balance put him above most opponents. His analysis emphasizes that Crawford is more than a technically skilled boxer. He's a versatile fighter capable of adjusting to any style. By describing Crawford as dangerous, Robas suggested that Canelo will need more than size, confidence, or reputation to overcome such a well-rounded and intelligent challenger.
It's very highly anticipated, the Canelo versus Crawford fight.
Oh man, that's a great fight, but you're only as good as your last fight. And so we all know that Canelo didn't look too hot in his last fight, and obviously the opponent didn't help very much. He's a big guy, super middleweight, strong, solid. He's fought everybody there is to fight, with the exception of Benavidez, of course. But then you have Crawford, man, pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue. He's just a remarkable fighter, man. He's got the total package. He can switch from conventional to southpaw. Nobody does it better. Great counterpuncher, great boxer, great ring generalship. He can fight if he chooses to. So it'd be dangerous to sit there and fight someone like Canelo, but it's just, I don't know, man. That's a toss-up. That's a 50-50 fight.
Do you see that 50-50?
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
Former champion Shane Mosley offered his take, pointing out that the size difference between Canelo and Crawford could still play a major role. While acknowledging Crawford's exceptional skills, Mosley noted that significant advantages in natural weight and physical strength often influence the outcome in high-level bouts. He suggested that Canelo might be able to use his size to pressure Crawford, particularly in close-range exchanges, potentially tipping the fight in his favor. Mosley's perspective reflects a traditional boxing view. When skill levels are similar, the bigger, stronger fighter often holds the edge. His comments underscore why this matchup continues to spark debate among analysts and fans alike. Experts emphasize that it would be a mistake to...
Canelo versus Crawford coming up very soon. Who do you got for that one? How do you see it going?
It's going to be a great fight in the beginning because Crawford is a great fighter as well. I think that the size difference is going to be too much for Crawford. I think that once they start mingling and battling, I think that Canelo might be able to get Crawford. But anything can happen. I mean, Crawford can catch him on chin too. I mean, it's not like it's a for sure thing. It just seems that Canelo has speed and his power at that weight, so it's gonna be hard for Crawford to do anything, I think.
Reduce Canelo Alvarez to just a stereotypical Mexican brawler. Over the years, he has developed one of boxing's most refined defensive games, using head movement, precise timing, and the ability to evade punches to neutralize tough opponents. Similarly, Terence Crawford is highly regarded for his defensive skills, controlling distance and angles to avoid damage while setting up his offense. This makes their upcoming bout especially compelling, as both fighters combine offensive power with elite defensive technique. Analysts suggest the matchup could play out like a strategic chess match, with the first fighter to successfully penetrate the other's guard, likely gaining a critical advantage.
Has the better defense between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. People are giving Crawford the edge in skill across the board. But does Canelo, who some say doesn't just have the typical Mexican style, does Canelo have a few sprinkles and a few twists of being the quote-unquote slick black fighter, especially on defense? If they get in the pocket, if they sit in the pocket like some lint in this fight, will Bud's defense, which is generally slight movements and picking off punches, be able to absorb it and keep himself out of danger? Or will Canelo's high caliber waist and head movement, just a couple degrees of movement being able to avoid punches, will that be able to keep him out of danger and set him up for vicious counters? Both men are genius Mensa level counter punchers. But whose defense between the two of them do you think is better? Tell me in the comments.
One analyst sparked conversation by suggesting that, should Canelo beat Crawford, some viewers might lean on pre-prepared explanations for the result. They noted that many could claim Crawford was competing above his natural weight class, or that Canelo simply had a size advantage. The analyst also pointed out that Crawford might reference these factors himself if he loses, helping to soften criticism. At the same time, it was acknowledged that Crawford's decision to take this fight is partly motivated by the massive payday it offers, making it a high-reward opportunity regardless of the outcome. This perspective frames the matchup as a relatively low-risk scenario for Crawford's legacy, while placing added pressure on Canelo to secure a victory to maintain his reputation.
All right, what's up, everybody? So look, man, let's get right into it. The big question, right, is Terence Crawford going to come up with the excuse after the Canelo fight, right? The pre-built excuse that I think everybody's going to give him a pass on. Like, you know what, he was daring to be great. It wasn't his weight class, blah, 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 etc. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that this is going to happen, bro, and I'm calling this shit out right now. Because it's no secret, right? You guys know, and it's pretty obvious, bro. It's not like rocket science to call this shit out. Canelo is probably going to end up knocking out Terence Crawford. I know there's a lot of fans, a lot of people that have faith in Terence Crawford. I understand that he's a great fighter, and I could see people be like, yeah, Terence Crawford is special, this and that. But realistically, bro, moving up 2 weight classes to fight another special fighter, I mean, come on, man. Is Terence Crawford really, really that great? Like, has he really beat the opponents like that to prove that he's that great? In my opinion, it's no. So But I say all of that shit, bro, to say this, man, because I want you guys to think about this, and I want you guys to remember this shit right now. Because as for me, I'm not gonna give Terence Crawford no excuses, bro. I'm gonna hold him accountable for his actions. He wanted to jump up 2 weight classes. He wanted to jump up to 168, cut the line, and take on Canelo and fight him for all his belts to try to become 3 times undisputed. You guys know how I feel about this shit, bro. In my opinion, no, he's not daring to be great, bro. He's doing this shit for the money. It's obvious as fuck. He's on interviews saying that, you know, before Turkey Ali Sheik came with this bag, he's on interviews saying that he will never fight Canelo, that 168 is way too big for him and this and that. So it's not hard to see that he did this shit for the money, right? But what I want you guys to remember, man, after the fight, because like I said, bro, I guarantee you we're going to hear this shit from Terence Crawford first, you know, I was daring to be great, I moved up to a weight class that wasn't mine and this and that. And okay, we all know that shit, right? We all know this shit, bro. Like, you don't got to remind everybody. We don't want to actually even hear this from you.
Former world champion Amir Khan shared his belief that Terence Crawford can succeed if he stays focused and disciplined throughout the fight. Khan emphasized that Crawford's accuracy and mental sharpness are crucial to countering Canelo's power and experience. Drawing from his own experience facing top-level opponents, Khan highlighted how even small lapses in concentration can be costly in high-stakes matches. His perspective reinforces the idea that Crawford's best strategy is to remain composed, follow a solid game plan, and avoid falling into Canelo's traps. Coming from a fighter with first-hand experience at the elite level, Khan's prediction adds extra weight to the discussion and builds excitement for the matchup.
Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo. And he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
He should know by firsthand what Crawford like. His older son and got his ass whooped by Terence Crawford already. He feared that Crawford beat the shit out of Canelo. The world gonna scream for Crawford versus Benavidez.
Yeah, right. Crawford don't want that, bro. Don't forget Turkey offered Crawford that fight already. Chill.
And he said he'll take it.
Nah, he asked for a 64-pound catch weight.
Yeah.
Turkey sent the offer for 64 pounds.
Yeah. We know what's up.
We know what's up.
That fat boy don't want it with Crawford. Benavidez don't look like he in shape.
Lord of mercy.
That boy start training camp a week before the fight and then he get on the scale. He starve himself. Stop playing. That boy don't got an ab. He ain't got a definition of a muscle.
Yoel Diaz, the trainer behind Dimitri Bivol's upset win over Canelo Alvarez, shared a candid view on Crawford's prospects. Diaz believes that Canelo's skill, power, and experience make him a very difficult challenge for Crawford, especially with the jump in weight. He expressed that Crawford faces an uphill battle and that the odds are heavily stacked against him. Given Diaz's first-hand experience preparing a fighter to face Canelo, his perspective carries significant authority. His comments also underline the respect many trainers maintain for Canelo's complete skill set, suggesting that even the top pound-for-pound boxers may encounter limits when moving far beyond their natural weight class.
Who is the trainer for Dimitri Bivol. He think Yoel Diaz was a trainer for Dimitri Bivol when Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo Alvarez. He was also a trainer for Israel Madmirov when Israel Madmirov fought Terence Crawford last year. And many people thought Israel Madmirov won that fight, or I didn't think Israel Madmirov won the fight. I thought Terence Crawford won the fight, but at the same time, clearly a close, difficult fight for Terence Crawford. And this is Yoel Diaz, and Yoel Diaz was the trainer for both of those fighters. Now, Yoel Diaz has trained against Canelo and trained against Terence. Yoel Diaz says there's no way that Canelo Alvarez is going to win, that Terence Crawford is going to win the fight. He said there's no way that Terence Crawford is going to win that fight. He wasn't shy about it. He didn't say, well, if he does this. Nope, he's straight to the cut. No way this guy's gonna win this fight. The size difference too big, and Canelo Alvarez is too good a fighter. This is not gonna go well for Bud.
I mean, there is no way that Terence Crawford, being to me my favorite fighter,
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more updates and insights. Catch you in the next one.